Testing. Okay. Yeah, the internet disconnected. You have a good night too, Daniel. Streamlabs is not back yet. Yeah, stupid internet disconnected. We got, I don't know what kind we got, but we got new internet. You know, and so I don't know what went on with it, but you know, it's whatever kind we've got. She's got, when she told me about it, it's like basically when I we got all these It's a Dog's Lice, and she said she's like pick the fastest one and go from there. Well, that was great, but I picked one on one laptop, and then it wasn't available on the other laptop, so I had to pick another one, which leads me to wondering, you know, am I taking too many of them away from other people to use? You know, so it's possible that, you know, I don't know, maybe somebody came home and somehow logged into the one that I was using. But then again, both computers' internets went down, so it could have been the other thing. It could have been the router or something doing something. But anyway, this is episode 470 of Beauty Magazine. Wow, you don't look a day over 469. What am I? Damn it. This window. Yeah, we were in here. And I was about to sing a song, but now I'm not gonna. I'm gonna wait a while before I do that again in case the internet's having issues. Yeah. But yes, that is the protocol though. Because usually if I disconnect for too long, I'm done. It don't come back. But the protocol is if I did not say bye, and I did not say anything about wanting to end the episode, there's a good chance I'm going to start another episode as soon as I can. And I post in the comments to say what I'm doing. Now, there's days when, you know, like last week, I think I came on here for another hour, even though I was getting up early that day. So, just to start another episode and say what happened. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, it's like a flight attendant. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye-bye. Bye now. Bye-bye. These don't count. I'm not ending the stream right now on purpose. Wish I could make an airplane. Well, I suppose you could. You can make something, using these platforms, you can make something that looks like airplane wings. I mean, it could just be a plane on the ground. Like, hey, it could be a sitcom or something where it takes place on airplanes and you know, you got the flight attendants and all that, you know. the Less Than a Mile High Club. Yeah, we didn't even get off the damn ground. Damn straight we didn't. Grounded. Grounded for life. I think I did that one already. Condition grounded, but determined to try. Can't keep my eyes from the circling skies. Tongue-tied and twisted, just an earthbound misfit I. Now, just imagine Dorothy, like, sitting down here on the ground. Not here, but, you know, on the ground, looking up at the sky, singing that. Instead of Over the Rainbow. Because that's what happens if you play that particular album. Yeah, it's you know, you just do all the Pink Floyd albums. They all work. I don't know why, but they do. They keep, you know, all them people that worked on them albums deny it. I don't know how the hell it happens, but them and the Alan Parsons albums, yeah, and he worked on Dark Side of the Moon with Pink Floyd. But he, you know, Professor Rock asked him point blank about it, and he didn't. He's like, hey, I don't know nothing about that. So somebody done something. Somebody arranged them songs in such a way that they follow along with that damn movie. At least the old version before they, like, added time to it. Yeah. I swear, if I wasn't worried about copyright and all that, if I had a VHS player and a 2-disc player to play the music, because well, I'd have to have the albums again. I gave away the albums because it won't work with just playing a YouTube playlist because there's too much of a delay between the songs. You know, you need the CD to keep the time going. There's no skips or anything, no pauses. Because, especially like the Pink Floyd's The Wall, it's a 2-disc thing, and you have to play both discs in a row, and then they start over again while following that movie. So, you know, it's like when she runs away from home, that's when the second Another Brick in the Wall starts. We don't need no education. When she meets the Tin Man, that's that Hey You song. Hey you, out there in the cold, can you help me? You know, it's like, yeah. Yeah. And then the Momentary Lapse of Reason album after they had broke up and David Gilmour continued on. You know, it's got On the Turning, it's got On the Turning Away. And it's like she comes out of the house up there in Munchkin Land, and she's standing in front of the bushes. She's looking one way. You know, and she's like turning back and forth, and they keep popping up and down. And it's like right when she's doing that, here comes the song, On the Turning Away. Like, I'm sorry, somebody done something. I don't do drugs, so we can't blame the drugs. You know, music is the drug. The entertainment is the drug. You know, the same happened when I started playing the Alan Parsons albums. Hell, he's even got one with he's got one with a hot air balloon on the cover. And then he got another one called Ammonia Avenue. I wonder what the Ammonia Avenue is. Now, I didn't do any Elton John, so I don't know if, you think, well, try the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, why don't you? Or play some Kansas albums. Or Toto. I tried, you know what? YouTube's album worked. The Joshua Tree. I don't know why, but it worked. And the hunch I had was just like the Eye in the Sky for Alan Parsons. The album starts out with an instrumental part. The beginning of Where the Streets Have No Name has a really long intro, and it literally, they do not start singing until it's right after the credits and you see her. And it's, I want to run, I want to hide. She's standing, in the middle of nowhere. Like I said, somebody done something. Or it's a very, very, very strange coincidence that my imagination must be doing this, but the trick is, well, first you had to have, again, before they re-released the movie on DVD and all that with extra time added, because that would throw off the timing, I had, this was the mid to late 90s, they didn't have, you couldn't buy the video anywhere. I ended up finding it at a video store that rents videos, the collector's edition, giant box of stuff for $100, so I could have the VHS edition. And then I had, Media Play was around at the time, so I was buying all kinds of CDs. So it's like all of a sudden I've got all these Pink Floyd CDs and Alan Parsons CDs, and I just happen to have U2, and I kept on like, okay, well, let's try this, let's try that, let's try this. Not everything worked. Not everything worked, but in the movie, at the beginning, the old MGM lion roars 3 times. When that lion roars the 3rd time, you mute the movie and hit play on your CD and make sure that the CD is on repeat, or both CDs are on repeat in a changer. Because if it's not in a changer, it won't keep going. You know, you'd have to like somehow pause the movie and try to keep it synced up and change the disc, and you know, it would be close enough to where you get the idea, but not, you know, it probably wouldn't be as good. See, that's one of them cases where it's like I can't do either I could sing the song, but we can't watch the movie. You know, and without watching the movie on a stream, I can't. You know, I mean, there's people that they get away with this stuff, but I don't want to be. I don't want to be chancing it, not with something like that. You know, the one thing I'd ever do is if I did like either a private stream or did the stream and then immediately after deleted the thing. It's like, hey, y'all had your chance to come watch, but if you weren't here. So, I mean, you know, that's something where I could have, like, a camera pointed at my TV and see if I could, well, that would involve using that site. Alright, I want to run. I want to hide. Too bad. You had your chance. You messed up. You done messed up. Oh, you done messed up. No, I didn't. Alright, so if we're talking about an arm, yeah. Usually the elbows, I believe, are like around the waist. So it would have to like come out to like right about here and then bend if I'm going to do a bend. I mean, basically I could just bring it out this way and then bring it down. Bring it on down, bring it on down, bring it on down. Bring back that elbow feeling. Whoa, that elbow feeling. Bring back that elbow feeling, 'cause it's gone, gone, gone. And I can't go on. Alright, that's too far out here. That's too much of an angle. We're not trying to make her look like she's about to draw a pistol or something. Pistol Annie? Yeah. Gunpowder and lead. The hell you doing? I don't know. You're messing it up. Yeah, I know. She got muscles. She got muscles. Yeah, I know. Oh, I just never really... My main problem with it is, like, I was on there, and, I had people that actually, like, at the time, I could, like, go on their things and post that I had stuff. But the notifications to my email and crap about so-and-so tagged you and talked to you and this and that, like, no, they didn't. It's the bot trying to get my attention. Nobody's talking to me. So, because it kept annoying me, I, end up having to turn the notifications off. So it's like, well, I can't get the notifications I actually need. It's like, stop buffering. Well, the other laptop keeps buffering. All of a sudden. So, we while we're on the subject, we might not be out of the woods yet, and we might still be heading for the poppies. Alright, you're out of the woods, you're out of the... Alright, this doesn't look right. I don't... And the whole point of this is not to make an arm, necessarily. It's to make a hallway. Because I need to have... If I'm going to do this, it's got to... Okay. Hear me out, Robert. Who are you calling Robert? Hezekiah. Oh, okay. Does Hezekiah know that you're going to call him Robert? You going to tell him? Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. Maybe. Yeah. Alright. Marble stairs, where are they at? These. Really? That's a little bit... Well, that's because you got tall walls. Yeah, we got tall walls, don't we? I wish I could do angled stairs. You know, like... So I can make fingers. So I'd have to have it come all the way out to there. Basically, the hand would have to come down to this. The front part would have to come out to here, and then have a stairway coming off of it. Oh no, the three-fingered child. That almost works, but, you know, it doesn't. Okay, but what you can do... Yeah, I'm listening. Why you gotta do me like that? Do me like that never again. Once was already too much. I didn't like it. Hey, you. Look who decided to decide something. Decisions. Yeah, it would work a lot better if I had short walls out here. That's what they all say. I want short walls. Yeah, well, you ain't getting short walls. Mom! No, you ain't getting them. You're trying to be too fancy. Yeah? Why are you trying to be too fancy? Well, wouldn't you? I mean, I don't like what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. I mean, it works if we don't put the upper part. It's not going to work if I'm trying to make it from way up there. If I'm involving the stairs instead of an elevator, because I'm using the tall walls, I would have to have these stairs going all the way down to here. Even using the step-down method, they'd still be all the way out here. I'd literally be using the stairs as an arm. Well, that's an option. Yeah, but that's an ugly option. Yes, the wallpaper. Wallpaper. The Modista Institute of the wallpapering. That's all they teach here is wallpapering. You know, speaking of which, there's probably got to be some sort of element of the interior design career here. I've never played it, but somebody would be teaching some of that. Maybe teaching architecture, or it's a design school. I mean, it's kind of like when I looked up all them other art schools and whatnot. They have like a fashion department. But it just depends. Everybody's getting pickle green, and if they don't like it and they don't pay me, oh well. But how do you advance in the career? Well, who said I wanted to advance in the career? I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's going to be, and Yeah, right. You're too scared. Well, yeah, that's true. I'm kind of... Oh, that's got a different flair to it. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Speaking of which, if you missed it, after everybody left yesterday, I was still messing around, and I replaced my stairs again. I got them to flare, and I got them to turn that way. I mean, I don't know if that's called flaring or not, but that's what I'm calling it. Fanning, flaring, funking. I got them to funk out. They're funking out. They're they're funking ridiculous. They're funking the light fantastic or something. Skip the light fandango. Leave fandango alone. Okay. Alright, we'll put that there and save it for later. Alright, let's stop worrying about the elbows and stuff on here. You started it. And I'm going to finish it. Really? Oh, there's a chunk over here. I thought it made the bottom fatter. Well, what if it did? What are you going to do about it? I'm going to go on strike. Because I need it to be wide enough to be my promenade. If that's what we're going to do. I need half of it to have some sort of shops or stands. Well, the tents. The like the flea market tents. Yeah, you better pay or else pizza is gonna send for you. Spaceballs, watch out. Hey, you want to see a Spaceballs reference? Or, you know, whatever I mean by that. Was it a big door? This one. This looks like this looks like Dark Helmet's escape pod door. Come back, you fat bearded bitch. Out of order. Well, you don't have a beard, do you? I mean, you know, they weren't like saying things that weren't true about you, were they? You're making a chubby arm. Yeah, I am. What are you gonna do about it? Okay, that's just fine the way it is. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh, she's got to clean up the pizza. Hide the evidence. She's got to hide the evidence. No, kids, I didn't have pizza. I don't know what you're talking about. I did not have any pizza. No, the cats had some. It wasn't me. Okay. So we're going to go with that same theme as... Are we getting rid of the bottom one, though? Yeah. For now, anyway. Oh, did I hit that? I guess. Alright, same theme. Yeah, this one. Do you want the promenade? Yeah, I think I want the railing out here. Because that's the whole point of having the railing. But we'll just do it like that instead of the whole thing for now. The one I got looks like it's the smallest, thinnest. Yeah. You sure you don't want to have another one down here? I'm not sure about anything. I just liked the idea that the arm was in the middle and there was a sleeve underneath it and a sleeve above it to sandwich it. It's a shame I can't, like, make the stairs fat and then cave these in. You would make the stairs fat? Why? You and your fat stairs. What do you call them, fat stairs? Who's staring at the fats? You wouldn't understand. Try me, I'm pretty gullible. Nah, you're ugly. You're ugly gullible. You look really ugly when you're dumb. I miss the days when... Yeah, I like being able to knock out the whole floor, but it sure would be nice if I could take that sledgehammer and just chip away at this thing. Instead of having to make walls to do that. Are you really wanting what you have right there? I mean, do you really, really need the stairs? It's a little better. Oh, you're doing that again, huh? Stupid internet. That might be YouTube. I don't know. Stupid thing. This time, anyway. Well, I don't know what kind we've got, but I've got new stuff here today. And it's one of these things where I now have to, like, choose. But I have two laptops, so I have to choose on two laptops. And I gotta be careful not to take the one that somebody else wants. Cause you know, I'm the guy in the basement. Even though she told me to take the fastest one to start with, there's other people in the house that might not like that. And they get really upset. So at the moment I clicked on this on both of them at the same time. So that could be an issue. Because, you know, last thing I need is to have two of these picked at the same time and nobody else has one to pick from. Because that'll be the end of using two laptops. If I can't have them both connected to the internet at the same time. It's either that or I'll have to, like, use my phone as, like, a hotspot or something. I don't know. I'm not savvy enough to know what the hell I'm talking about, but it just... All I know is she came home and told me there's new internet and gave me the password and said that, and oh, West Coast is off work, huh? I must have missed some news. Yeah, I don't watch TV or anything, so I don't know. Okay, so well, the astronauts have lifted off. Apparently, I missed that. Oh, apparently, apparently, Mr. Orange guy was on TV. I totally missed that. What, you were living your own life? Yeah. Shame on me. Oh, another earthquake and tsunami waves. Joy. Well, might as well. Alright, I don't know if I want this or not. How about we just don't worry about that part for now? Or we leave it there and we don't worry about it? Okay, so I have to use it by there if I'm going to use it. That's a big arm. Yeah. She's a fighter. She's a fighter. She'll kick your butt. That makes it worse. I suppose if it went out this way and then down, it might make it a little less skinny. Or whatever the hell I'm saying. Yeah, whatever the hell I'm saying. Can we get some, do we have clear flooring? I thought we had something that gave me clear flooring. Only if you do that. Otherwise, you gotta do... I could have sworn I had something that was new. That was like see-through, besides these. Because I used it over in the other building. This thing? Yeah. But you won't be able to put the other one next to it if you do that. Do you want that? No. But that's what I want. That's what I that's what I was looking for. But I don't want it. What do you want? Not that. Okay, so this is where we would be wanting to have the marble tile pot, perhaps. Let's get the fake one. Okay, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 28. $41. Yeah, but now you're not leaving enough room. Hey, Jen. Welcome in. Unless you don't want to be welcomed, then well, then you're not welcome. But you know, you can still stay. That goes for anybody. If you don't want to be welcome, you don't have to be. But you're still allowed to stay. You missed something, well, actually, it's in the other episode now. Potato played the slots and got 3 potatoes. And I believe I've got that as one of the like high jackpots because I made my slots games back when I was starting out the Stu Spudman story. Well, that's one way to rescue them all. You spend your plumb bobs on making sure nobody gets them potatoes. Alright, so I gotta make sure I don't use too many of these. Because it's not these, but when I go to use Marble Walk, it has to. Earlier, I did a test and I went to the movie studio, and there's definitely no Marble Walk tiles being used there. So I am limited to 639. I believe was the number. Or was it? See, 535 plus 104, and then 4 more. So that would be 643. And then 9 halves. 9 triangle halves. We're already using 2 walkways with it, but they could always be moved. So that's where the additional 106 is coming from. We started out with the 106 that we had, and Del Sol Valley only had, well, they had 535 originally when the other houses were still standing in the hills. So if and when the team finds those tiles and they're not trashed, that's all we can use to replace whatever I decide they're going on. That's my limit. Yeah. So what did you just make? 28? Yeah. So then you would have 56. And then if we repeat it, that would be 112. I think there's something you're forgetting. What's that? You could just as easily, when you're talking about these promenade shops, yeah, put another thing here and put the thing like maybe 2 levels of it. Maybe not up here on top, but in the middle. And still leave the courtyard hole. And that would use your walkways. Am I going to be happy about that? Since when are you happy? Well, a little bit yesterday. The other thing is if I decided to make a neckline and not have these straight things. But I still want my pool. I want them pool walls inside the sandwich. Yeah, because you're picky as hell. Yeah, I know. You're not telling me anything I don't already know. I mean, think about what you actually are going to be selling at a promenade shop. You'd have a newsstand. You know, would you have a newsstand? Yeah, you have a newsstand for selling stuff that gets printed here or from Regency, perhaps. But if there's a journalism or magazine making portion of the school, then there would also be some sort of store for that. At least this place would have it. It may not be what everybody else is doing, but the idea is that the things that the students are making at this design school are sold here, and they learn about selling them too. So if they make dresses, they get sold here. If they make magazines, if they maybe come up with interior design magazines and such, you know. I mean, because she's training people to work at her magazine instead of relying on people hiring in and then making them do what she wants and not being satisfied with their work. Maybe she could have them from the start before they're tainted by other places. So what you're saying is if somebody were to, say, work for Walmart first and then go to work at Kroger and then go to work at Meijer, they might be tainted by their experiences at all those places. Instead of just going to the one first. I don't know, because I've only worked for one of those. You don't know nothing, do you? No, I don't. Have to use this door necessarily. Unless... Well, because I can use the bigger door now. So, do we have a bigger door to use? Well, that's the same door, only more stuff. Or we can use that. Well, that fits the theme a little more. You're getting sidetracked, you know. Was that necessary? I don't know. You tell me. Was it necessary? Oh, that one's got the open door. It's not just that other one. We got open door on these. Well, that won't fit. You were trying to do the exterior, weren't you? You tried to do exterior design on the interior, and it just didn't work out. And then you thought, like, you could fix it somehow, but it didn't work. You know you did it, just admit it. Are we buffering again? Or are we just delayed? Stupid thing. I wish it would stay put. Maybe that one? No. I like it, but I don't. Alright, so you've seen that one. And you know what that one does. Yeah, it's down here, it's low, it's not obtrusive, it's not... Yeah, you're obtrusive. I know. But we're not talking about me. Alright, yeah, we're just going to leave that door for now. We can faff around with the door later. Got any bowls? Why? Because it could be adorable. You're deplorable. No bull? I've never had a Red Bull. I want to see the last unicorn drinking a Red Bull. I want to see what happens. It's like, the last unicorn drinking a Red Bull? Surprising. What's not surprising is how much you can save on car insurance. So easy a Red Bull can do it. Unicorn! Unicorn! Are you on the top row? No. But now you're on the bottom. Remember when you took that off there earlier? Yeah. Remember when I put it back? Yeah. Are you saying I'm not buff? Okay. So, what now? I don't know. What do you want now? So, what about us? Oh, that. There is no us. As long as you leave LA. Your LA privileges have been revoked. Woohoo! Yeah. We'll just rename it Del Sol Valley and then I can go back. Okay, alright, yeah. No, just copy. Just copy. Alright, remove the door. Don't do it that way. Don't use a sledgehammer to do that, because that just makes it worse. Why do we never get an answer? I'm having those moments again. You are, aren't you? Yeah. Please don't be deleting anything else when I do that. Buffering. Well, it's not buffering there. Buffering and suffering. testing. I mean, it could just be the fact that other people are home and more than one of them's using internet right now. Well, part of what we were doing was we were getting rid of the cable and using more like Fire Sticks and whatnot, so... You know, I imagine somebody's using something, internet-wise. Alright, dummy. Don't do this a stupid way. Oh, you mean how, like, there's no lights in here anymore? So, let's go find out what you did that screwed that up. I don't know. How about the fact that you don't have any lights in there? Maybe that would work. Maybe put lights in there, the lights will work. Update. Update. You'll get the update when I say you'll get the update. Now you are up to date. Grab the wrong size garbage bags? Stuff happens. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong size garbage bags. I got wrong size garbage. You know? The heck you expect me to do? I got wrong size garbage. I need bags for it. Stupid commercial. Gotta listen to that one 10 times a day. Stinking Pfizer. Something about Pfizer, pokes. You know, cold and flu and strep throat and whatever, and, you know. Grab the wrong size garbage bag, stuff happens. Missing your... hanging out with your friends, that's different. Oh, it was... It... You know, it was doing some on my other laptop. It's just, I don't... That's the thing. It does it to me, but I don't know if it does it to you, because it's a YouTube thing. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. No. That one goes on a line. That goes in a square. Okay, so there's my promenade shops. So get rid of the stupid fat arm. Yeah. Either that or, you know, when you figure out what you want to do with it, put it back. I'll put it back when I'm done with it. Well, you're done with it now. Alright, so... what do I want to do here? Replace the wall with counters. Or just use the gizmos. These gizmos? Well, it's indoors now. Now we could do the lacy looking thing. No, not that. Is it under here or life event? Well, I mean, there's this kind. Oh, the resistance tents. Yeah, we need that. Monkey bars? Yeah, we need monkey bars. No, we don't need monkey bars. Family tree? No. Come get your family tree done. Yeah, totally. Okay, well, which way is it actually open? Damn it. They would do that to me. At least there's that option. That's pretty much going to be the same story for each of them. And then that's the only colors you can get for those. Yeah, or like, wanting to buy a power adapter for the computer, and then you look on Amazon and it's like to buy them. Well, hey, it's not the actual one; it's some cheap knockoff, and you got the people, you got some people where it burnt up and crap. It's like, oh, everybody's happy except these 10 people where they almost killed themselves. Or died in a fire, etc. I don't want to die in a fire. Do I have to die in a fire? Mom, I don't want to die in a fire. Well, your sister's willing to. Mom, we don't have a sister. Well. Okay, I should have said she was willing to. That's not funny, Mom. That's not funny. No, it's not. But you want to laugh anyway, don't you? No. No, I don't want to laugh. Children, children, now you can't be doing that. You have to have a chill stream. Okay, well, if it fits in there, we'll use it. If it fits, it ships. Yeah. We'll leave it for now. Just get a little bit of variety here, that's all. No. No, that would not work. Ooh. Spiffy. Oh, it's a table. I thought it was a canopy. Flaming tiki bar. It's all the flaming tiki bar's fault. Everything was fine until the flaming tiki bar. Okay, so we still need something for there. This is just placeholders for now. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what's gonna be there. Do you have the regular table? Because isn't there a regular table with, would make sense that there would be a table like this here. Just to like sign up for the school. You mean not an admissions office? No, a career day table. Well, here let's go ahead and put these here for now. Just to in case I want to use those. No, I don't want you to. Go get them. I'm leaving them. No, get them out of there. Oh, there's the fancy birthday cake. Who's inside of it? Wouldn't you like to know? I just asked. Somebody is, yeah, somebody is. Yeah, somebody who? Yeah, somebody is. Somebody who? Okay, there's the tables again. And then there's that one that we use the white one. Where's the plain? Did we already use the plain one? Could have sworn there was just a regular, like, table with a cooler underneath it or something. Unless I'd already placed it, but these don't look like a fold-up table. That one would make sense. It's the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. That's where they kiss. If they don't kiss, I'm a goner. You're supposed to go to this. Geez, George, it's a wonder I was ever born, Daddy-o. Daddy-o. Smoking on the patio. I suppose up here we'll put one of these. It's not working up here. That's because you put it here and it was working. Nope, you're off. Yeah, well, I'm gonna knock you off if you don't put this down. And just leave it. Gotta put one of these out because Gloria likes them, she likes the stuff they sell at these. But it's not white. I want white color. You're an idiot. You're just a complete idiot, aren't you? No, I'm not complete. You know, I'm not complete. They gotta cook me a little longer. Do I have that down there? Yeah, I got one of those. White wall partition. Ooh, look at that thing. Yeah, what about it? Ooh, we can put it on there. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, child. Okay, it was not under there. It was in the tables thing, or you were suggesting one that I wasn't looking at, or I appreciate that. It's been slow simmering for a couple of months now, but suddenly it's boiling. Yeah, I just the video the YouTube just like falls behind and it sucks. Next thing I know, I look over and it's like the red dot is off and I'm not live over there, and I mean, and I'm not hearing what I just said until like way later or not at all. I want to hear myself. Too bad. You talk too much. Well, don't make me have to use my other senses. That's a senseless thing to say. No, it's not. I say things. We know that. We know that. It's like you're always saying things. Oh, that wouldn't work. Probably because it wouldn't go here. Yeah, shut up and butt your damn floor. Shut up about your own floor. Of course, we could just leave a few empty, like we would fill it in with other things to pretend. Um, but I mean, we get the idea at least. It works at the moment. I mean, that actually fits in there, so the only question would be, will they actually walk back here and get in here? So, Gloria, yeah. Gloria, Gloria. I'm assuming I can get in there. Alright, before we do that, though, are we waving our arms? No, we're not. Well, in yesterday's stream, stop buffering. Stop buffering. Testing. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay now. Oh, I have to sell actual food. Creeps. But hey, she got back there. You know, you gotta have the boss be the inspector. That's alright. I mean, you know, thanks for coming. Yeah. Hey, I got like 2 days in a row of like busy, you know, my chat room's gone up about 500%. I was looking at the analytics and it was like this big long thing of like it said something about like, oh, you had like 200 chat messages. Like, huh? So there's going to be a similar thing. I mean, there was people, but you know, really, it adds up quickly. So yeah, I appreciate y'all stopping by. Excuse me. And to those of you who are watching, but you know, just relaxing and watching, not necessarily in the chat, you know, hello to you too. And of course, I always like to say hello to the people watching in the future. You know, because you matter too. You know, Gloria knows what's up. Wait a minute, though. Gloria, you're wearing the wrong outfit. That's not your outfit. That you didn't make that outfit. I mean, it's nice that you're wearing Dana's outfit that she put together, but oh, that's right. We had you wearing one of your. Oh, for a minute there, I thought I said coroner. Like, you got a coroner outfit? Ain't it? Damn, girl. Doesn't somebody else wear something like that? Well, it's similar to what Bjorkson's always wearing. Whatever her name is. Clara. Clara Bjorkson. But it's not the same. But yeah, we'll let you wear that. You know, Claire's got the grayish one with a little bit of lacy thing going on. You know, here, gotta make sure she's happy. If she's not happy,
Yes, who is that? Baruna! Dion! Hoo-hoo! Yes, who is that? Ha-ha! Tuga! Ha-ha! Lobo! Baruna! Ha-ha! Lobo!
that's her fashion statement. Just call Gloria the weather woman because she's calling for a downpour. My pool. Okay, this is a inside the pool here, and then that's the pool for the next floor down. And then we don't have one. Next floor down is the basement. Yeah. And then we go up there. Okay, let's get that there. Damn. That's a good damn. still can't believe I fit. I mean, it's a 50 by 40, but it doesn't look that big. And it's like, I fit this thing on here. I mean, for one thing, it's, you know, the 50 goes the other way. Well, it's amazing that, you know, them transparent walls and just putting the pool inside there. Whoever worked on the transparent walls for this game did a good job. You know, it's just I mean, pardon the pun, but that's a game changer. Those transparent walls, they're the bomb. And then when they let us have these from Fairy Pack, was it event? No, not Adventure Awaits, because Adventure Awaits is Gibby Point. Enchanted by Nature. Yeah, that's what it's called. That's all they gave us for the whole pack? Yeah. Yeah, it stinks. Yeah, I know. Okay, you guys have been out there the whole time we've been building this. Y'all just out there doing whatever you doing. This could be like an express elevator. Or, you know, service elevator. I mean, if it goes from here all the way to the bottom. But, the main thing right now, the main issue is that when you're in the building, it's now kind of difficult to get back there. Because you don't have two spaces there, and you don't have two spaces there. So, well, that's why you would have this be an employee room. Nope, wrong thing. Or perhaps lobby area. You're lobbying for that? Yeah. You would. Well, it just makes sense. Is that the one you wanted, or... Yeah, it's the same one that's on there. Repeat. John has a long mustache. Repeat. John has a long mustache. Oh, we didn't get that one. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache? Yes, yes, John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. Now, are you going to stick with this, or are you going to put them closets? And pretend the closets are elevators. No, I want this theme. I want to leave that, because it's the only place that I'm using those doors at the moment. Yeah, those are my elevator doors. Looking out my armpit. Darn, I didn't get to hear myself say that. It pulled back on me. Alright, furniture? Yeah. What sort of furniture? Well, let's do it down here, okay? If you're gonna do a lobby, you gotta do a lobby. Maybe this is where some of the marbles gotta get used. Well, that's pretty much the point. She wants the main area to have that. Now, she wants something similar throughout the rest of the building, but if she can have it, but she wants every scrap of that marble. Nobody else gets that marble. Everybody else has to lose their marbles. Because she wants it. She wants them, and they're hers. I don't know. It's fancy and all that, but it's got to say Gloria though. Now that's more like it. I don't want that. I don't want to have too much gold going on. Losing the marbles. Marbles. You have no marbles. It's very bad to steal Jobu's rum. Very bad. Up your butt, Jobu. Yo, bartender. Jobu needs another refill. Clunk. Do we have any accident tables? It's accidentally a table. They accidentally used it for a table. Oh, rug rack. I thought it said bug rack. I'm like, alright, who needs a bug rack? Why are you using a bug rack? Nah, we don't need fish hooks. That's not, decisions. You know how I'm gonna make the decision? I'm gonna make sure I go get the coffee first. You would. Well, someone's gotta. Being right back, shall I be? Or something. You know, I think Miss Piggy would have taken down the Emperor way better than Yoda. Just saying. Booty doody. Where did that go? Oh, you threw the blanket on top of it. That's where it went. Joy. Thank you. Let's be right back. Be right back. Be right back. What does that mean? I don't know. Thank you, thank you. So what one would Gloria Downing choose? So while we're on the subject, I was thinking about, talking about who Gloria is, for those who may not know. What's with this big building and everything, and what's her deal. It's kind of like a Cinderella story, only Cinderella gets a little big-headed and turns more into a Veruca Salt. Her parents had money, or at least her mother did, or her not necessarily. Maybe they weren't necessarily rich, but they might have been upper middle class or something like that. But the bills were getting paid, but who cares about the Buffalo Bills? Wrong Bills. But she has a sister. And her mother's still alive. But her mother, Victoria Downing, she dislikes egotistical stims, huh? She's a proper snob. If you're gonna be a snob, you gotta be proper about it. But so that's Victoria, and then the sister Lola, and that's a it's a little bit of a play on the you got the L.O.L.A. Lola song by the Kinks, and then you got Gloria, Gloria. But the mother spoiled Lola, dressing her like a Barbie doll. Like even though Lola didn't really want that or anything, she was more of a tomboy type thing, or a geek, or a little bit shy, but the mother was always dressing her in the fancy clothes And it's not a half-sister thing. It's just, for whatever reason, she treated Lola like a Barbie doll and treated Gloria like a rag. Basically gave her shitty rag clothes to wear, scraps, thankfully, I think the story was that, like, some of the, like, a maid or a nanny or something was, like, helping dress, helping her learn how to make clothes or something like that. Um, Oddly enough, a recent thing that I watched had a similar. There's a recent thing where the parents kind of disown one sister and not so much the other one, and the nanny ends up being the one that pretty much raises the kid. I mean, it's not easy being green, but anyway. But yeah, that's the story. And then, like, the mom would give her horrible, like, bowl cuts and crap. Not that the mom has any decent hair, or whatever the hell she's doing with that hairstyle, but. But yeah, so Gloria, she may not have been hungry, but she was treated like shit for no reason. And as an adult now, she had a friend named her friend Esmeralda. Does not currently know her. Yeah, they don't currently. But Esmeralda is currently living with Kit Royale in the cookie tin. But Esmeralda was like the older one that had gone to design school and basically treated Gloria like an apprentice and all that. And at some point they had a bit of a falling out, and Gloria started to overtake her. Try to be like, you want to treat me that way, I'll take everything you have. I'll beat you at your own game, that type of thing. And one thing leads to another, and Gloria's got this magazine. It might have even been Esmeralda's magazine that she took and put her name on it. But she doesn't take no for an answer. She had to claw and scratch and everything to get to this point in her life, and she had to work for it. And she wants the finer things, and she wants the best of the best. Now, she lives in one of them, the big penthouse that's, it's like I didn't even realize it was there, but it's in the fashion district. It's the one that's not as tall, but it's a big penthouse. She lives there. She has a couple of sims that I added. Damn it! Stop buffering. Testing. Okay. So, I don't remember for sure. I might have had her hire a butler, add it to the family, hire a butler, add it to the family, and then hired a butler and didn't add it to the family. I think that's what I did. But the story goes that she does not treat help like they're slaves or anything. She's always been nice to them as long as they're doing their job. But she doesn't treat them like they're lesser human beings because of her relationship with her nanny. You know, she's tough on her employees at the magazine because she expects the best. But, you know, I mean, you know, if the butler or whatever messes up, that's, you know, they'll hear about it. But she's not treating them like dirt to start with. You know. So it just... There's a good heart in there, but at the same time, she wants what she wants, and she doesn't take no for an answer. She had to claw and scratch to get what she's got. She didn't just inherit Mama's money, because she didn't get any of that. But, as such, she's done things like played the practical joke on Jocelyn from Beauty Magazine because Jocelyn dared to disrespect her by not knowing who she was. It's like, you're talking to me in that manner, and you don't even know who I am, and you want to claim to be working for a magazine? You're nothing. So she played that practical joke on her by inviting her to lunch at the VIP restaurant the next day, and then standing her up because she was going to Paris. Luckily, Jocelyn had been to that restaurant before when she had an interview with Nancy Landgrab when Nancy Landgrab was trying to hire her. And then Pierre, the owner, recognized her and came to the rescue. But, yeah. So she can be a bitch. But she's a bitch to certain people, not to, you know. It's like her rivals are beneath her. Let me say it that way. Her rivals are beneath her. And she will suffer no rival. You know, she got that Sauron thing going on. You know, Saruman might have thought he was gonna share power, but Sauron ain't sharing no power. It's like, yeah, you build me some armies, but you ain't gonna rule the land with me and get anything from it. When I'm done with you, I'll get rid of you. That's how it would have been. I mean, all right. That being said, now that we know where we stand, and I hope I explained that well or good. Well, some of the floor will be this marble. When I get to the point where I figure out what the story is on how they find more of it, and probably the other marble, um, so this is the one that she's wanting. That's in limited supply. That's the $20 marble. There's this one, the $16 royal marble. And then there's this one, the classy large format marble tiles, which comes in 2 colors, so that's got more options. Then there's this thing, which, you know, I wish I had more to choose from. Like, if they had, you know, like this kind of thing going on with that. Well, I do have something in mind. It's just a matter of, you know, somebody's got it. It does, some of it at least exists, if not all of it. But somebody's got it. And, they're gonna need an offer they can't refuse. Well, more like a mob boss. His construction company demolished those buildings. It's my, the second mob boss that I made back in the Stu Spudman series. The first being Big Tony Testaformaggio. And then I've already added him to this, not Tony, but I've added the other guy to this. Excuse me. So first let's there's Big Tony. And basically that translates to head cheese. I believe that's what that is. He's the head cheese. Or the big cheese. Hey, what do you know? It's already on Italian over there. Test, Okay, when I capitalize it, it comes out cheesehead. When I don't capitalize it, it says cheese wheel. Yeah, so that was him. And he's got Vinny and Vito. And then the union boss, Gordon Lynch. I named him after David Lynch and Gordon, his character from Twin Peaks. And this is Warren Shelby. He was in charge of the Pacific area Walmart stores. Now, this guy I created based on there's a movie from the 80s, one of Kevin Bacon's early movies, with alrighty, thanks for dropping in. Sorry if I missed that. I was over on the translate page. There was a movie called End of the Line with Wilford Brimley, the oatmeal guy, the diabetes guy. And him and another guy, they were... The railroad was shutting down their shop in their small town down in, like, Arkansas or whatever. And the new vice president or whatever of the railroad was Warren Gerber, and he kind of looked like this guy. He was shutting down the railroad to go air freight, and it turns out he was like the son-in-law of the guy that used to run the railroad. So he's like, that pipsqueak's going air freight over my dead body. You know. And then that's his sister, Sophia Marie. She's a genius computer hacker. And then, where are you at, Carmine? Carmine had control over the southwestern area, or the... So, Shelby had California and Nevada and I believe Idaho and Washington and Oregon, that territory. And Big Tony was actually in charge. He was just letting, you know, Warren Shelby was like the guy in the office and on TV. But Big Tony is the one collecting the money behind the scenes and pulling the strings and running the show. Here they are. Carmine, Piena di Bologna. So we got Big Tony head cheese, or testa formaggio, and then that translates to full of bologna. Head cheese butter? Yeah. Hmm. Supposedly, we might be getting the head cheese again in my department. We ain't had it since my old store back in 13 years ago. And his wife, Stella. Do you know what head cheese is? Okay, well, head cheese is not cheese. It is basically the face of a pig. And using the gelatinous substances to... If you think about, like, that stuff in Spam, well, this is kind of like the Spam... I haven't actually opened a pack or anything, but what I assume to be that clear jello-like stuff, and then the face of a pig, which is going to taste like pig and all that, but it's, you know, the waste parts, you know, that normal people, you know, most people wouldn't want to eat if they realized they were eating the face. But that's basically what it is, unless I'm mistaken. Now, if I go to Google, let's review whether or not I'm even close. I mean, it's not much different than making ham and all that. It's just got more of that gelatin stuff in it. Hell, that's boar's head. That's the fancy one, you know. My meat department coworkers always tell me about how these boar's head people, they'll come in the store and they'll purposely go up to customers and things. Like we have the boar's head at our deli counter, but they're like technically like a vendor separate company, like as if Starbucks was in the store. But their reps will come in, or they used to, and would go up to customers and say, "Oh, you don't want that brand, blah blah blah. It's made out of crap and blah blah blah." You know, And while they may or may not be telling the truth, that's a shitty thing to do. Buffering. Stop the buffering. Yeah, it is. It's a shitty thing to do. You know, they especially they do it to. You know, they because we have our other local companies. So anyway, are we live? Have a moment. Head cheese, you and me, baby. Head cheese. So anyway, I haven't worked it out how, whatever, but somehow Carmen's gonna be involved in that. He's somehow gonna be involved in this construction thing, and has either he has the marble or knows where it was put or who has it or. No, he did not use it to bury Hoffa. Yet. You know, because maybe he could, but he didn't do it yet. Are you gonna? I don't want to. You know, I think a fountain would be overkill. Maybe we could do something with the like water decorations or something to make the arm. Maybe we could do the fountain water feature as the arm. Maybe. Oh, I have a basement down there. The catwalks? Yeah. The arms are the catwalks. You know, I really don't like when I try to make these things because it never is what I think it is. You're not making a foundation. That would be when you raise up the land. Just make sure we're not syncing anything. Come on, hurry up and undo. Why did... screwed that up. Yeah, you got a 3 instead of 2. Now you put the stairs. Oh, it won't let me, it's gotta be a little taller. Yeah. I guess I can't do that on this. I was hoping you just have a little staircase and add a flare to it. Woo. Woo, add a flare. you could have done a thing where it was like there's fingers. It won't let me take a chunk. You know it's not going to let you take a chunk. Okay, well there's the option. You can put a thumb here, a finger, a middle finger, finger. Options, hey? Yeah. You also have, oh, that ain't exactly, does it have to have the middle finger stuck up? Unfortunately. I mean, I don't know if I like that or not, but let's at least... Let's keep it in case I can do something else with it. Alright, okay, so I am off later today, unless something weird happens. Let's make sure that's not delayed. Alright, there we go. So yeah, I am off later today. After that, I'm working 7 days in a row because I took Tuesday off. So, I'm off Thursday, and then I'm off Thursday. And because of that, well, mainly because I worked early this morning, and didn't get as much sleep as I should have, I'm going to call it. So I can get sleep. All things considered, I am still... I mean, it ain't the best, but it's got something to it. And I got the promenade in. It is what it is, and it's fitting the theme. It's part of the lace trim. Or whatever you call this stuff. That's all right. You know, it's I'm not exactly the I wish I was more chatty, but I just, I'm a joke teller. I find things to joke about, but that's a shame. It's like I'm always, howdy, and then if I got a joke or a pun or something, I might post that in in any chat now, and it's hey, look, we could Abbey Road. That'd be a good day. That'd be a good day. But I'm trying to resist doing everything right now for this building. If I do everything for this building, it goes into storage, and I put one of the drafts back for construction purposes. You know, story purposes, because it's not supposed to be done yet. I mean, they literally just had the meeting 2 days ago, like, hey, take over the project, and now all of a sudden the building's done. Like, well, it's only been 2 days. But it's just, you know, this is a miracle, though. It's how did I get here? You know, and it just, because I was gonna do walkways, and it would have ended up like a donut with a square in the middle, and I didn't make that. So yeah, thank you to Potato and Jen and Freebird and Thane and anybody else who might have been watching, and Daniel joined in, and anybody who was watching the previous episode, because it got cut off. So tomorrow's stream will be a long one. Hopefully I'm doing some building. I want to get that museum started somewhere. But at the same time, I also want to plot my school back out somewhere and actually put stuff in those rooms. But I mean, you know, my actual like school that was supposed to like teach skills. You know, I built the thing, but I didn't put anything in the rooms. But I made the auditorium for it, or started it. Yeah, it had an auditorium with like upper and lower bits, I think, or it was going to. But yeah. Anyway, unless something changes, I'll be back on later today. Probably sometime around 2 o'clock. That way I can go from like 2 to 2 type thing. Yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody for dropping by and watching either episode, and thank you to anybody in the future who's watching. Hope everybody has a good night and a good day, and hope to see y'all in the next one that you are able to make it to. Until then, bye-bye for now.